Hello everyone, welcome to lecture 1 of Power System Protection 17EE72. Today we'll be dealing with Introduction to Power System Protection from Module 1. Myself, Professor Rajendra Givari from Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Angli Institute of Technology and Management. Let's look at the fundamentals of power system protection. The purpose of an electrical power system consists of generator, transformers, transmission and distribution lines, wherein it is generated and supplies the electrical energy to the consumer. Now this power system should be designed and managed to deliver the energy to the utilization point with both reliability and economically. The capital investment involved in the power system for the generation, transmission and distribution is so high that proper precautions must be taken to ensure that the equipments not only operate as nearly as possible to a peak efficiency, but it also be protected from the accident. So the objective of a power system protection is that to isolate a faulty section of an electrical power system from the rest of the live system, so that the rest portion can function satisfactorily without any severe damage due to fault current. The normal path of electric current is from the power source through copper or aluminum conductor in generator, transformer and transmission lines to the load, and it is confined to this path by an insulation. The insulation, however, may break down either by the effect of temperature and the age or by the physical accident, so that the current then follows an abnormal path, generally known as short circuit or a fault. Now, what is protection? System protection is the art and the science of detecting problems with power system components and isolating these components. So what are the components of a power system which are to be protected? First one is the generator, where the power is generated. Then the transformers, where the generated voltage is been stepped up in a transformer. Again it has been transferred through the transmission lines. Again it is brought back to the receiving station, where again the voltage is going to step down by the step down transformer. The same step down voltage has been transferred to the various substations. Again the voltage is going to step down, and from there it is going to be distributed to various distribution station, right? And the next component is the bus bar and the transmission line, you can say. Need for the protection: to protect the system equipment against the short circuit, over voltage and over current, against the abnormal conditions such as over speed of generator and motor, under frequency, loss of excitation, overheating of stator and rotor of an alternator, against the atmospheric effects such as lightning stroke, falling of tree branches on conducting path. The heavy current associated with the short circuit would cause damage to the equipment if suitable protective relays and circuit breakers are not provided for the protection of each section of a power system. The short circuit are usually called as faults. See, the failure of connecting path can be due to the break in conductor is a type of a fault. If fault occurs in the power system, an automatic protective device needs to isolate the faulty element as quickly as possible to keep the healthy section safe. Usually, the protective systems includes the circuit breaker, the protective relays, fuses, instrument transformers such as current transformer and potential transformer, and a DC supply system also. So the transmitter, it includes current transformer and a potential transformer. And relay is to sense the fault and to isolate the faulty section of the power system from the healthy section. What is a fault? Any abnormal operating state of a power system is known as fault. Fault in general consists of short circuit as well as open circuit. Open circuit faults are less frequent than the short circuit faults, and often they are transformed into the short circuit by subsequent events. Now, what are the nature of faults occurring? Faults can be caused by the insulation failure or by the crack in the conductor path, which results in the damage of equipment. Fault in transmission line is caused by overvoltage due to a lightning stroke or an external object falling on the overhead lines. Next, faults on insulators. Next point, birds may also cause the faults on overhead lines if the bird body touches one of the face and the earth wire. Poor quality of the system components or faulty system design. So these points can be the nature of faults. This is how the fault can occur in a power system protection. Now, which are the types of faults? There are two broad classifications. One is symmetrical fault and another one is unsymmetrical fault. So power system fault consists of open circuit and short circuit. So under short circuit fault we have symmetrical fault and unsymmetrical fault. Symmetrical fault will include three-phase short circuit fault and a three-phase to ground fault. Here we have all three-phase lines which are shorted together and they're going to create a fault. And the second one is what? There are three phases which are grounded and they're making a fault with the ground. Right. And in case of unsymmetrical fault, we have single line to ground fault. So we have any one phase and one ground fault. The second one is the double line to ground fault. Either two lines and one fault. Any of the two lines and one ground can create fault. The last one is line to line fault. Between the two lines there can be a fault. That is an unsymmetrical fault. So this is a three-phase fault which is a symmetrical fault. Between the three-phase the fault can occur, or between three-phase with respect to a ground it can cause a fault, which is again a symmetrical fault. Now these three are the unsymmetrical fault. First, line to ground is a fault. Two lines to ground is a fault. Line to line is a fault. So we have studied what is balanced condition and unbalanced condition, wherein we have all the three phases which are equally displaced by an angle of 120 degree with respect to one another. So that is balanced system. When we say unbalanced, when these three conditions are not satisfying the 120 degree with respect to one another, which is what we are seeing here. Now the types of fault, its classification and what is the severity extent. Line to line to line. So that is a symmetrical fault which is most dangerous. Now line to ground, which is unsymmetrical fault. Line to line is unsymmetrical fault. Double line to ground is again unsymmetrical fault. So line to line is going to cause least dangerous. Line to line is more dangerous. Double line to ground is dangerous than line to line and line to ground. So among these three, line to line is the most dangerous. That is, the symmetrical fault is one of the dangerous part. So the same thing what I have explained in the previous slide. Symmetrical fault. A three-phase fault is called as a symmetrical fault. There are two situations. All the three phases may be short-circuited to the ground, or they may be short-circuited with each other without involving the ground. Unsymmetrical faults. Single phase to ground, that is line to ground. A short between any one phase and the earth is called a single phase to ground fault. It may be due to the phase conductor breaking of the fault or failure of the insulation. Second one is the two phase to ground. A short between any two phase and earth is called a two phase to ground. Phase to phase fault. A short between any two phases is called a line to line or phase to phase fault. Open circuit fault. This is caused by break in the connecting path. Such fault occurs when one or more phases conductor breaks or the joints in the overhead line fails. Winding faults. These are the fault occurs in alternator, motor and transformer winding. In addition to these type of faults, there is one more type of fault, namely the short circuiting of turns, which occurs on a machine winding. Again, the same picturization what I have shown and what we have discussed. This is a symmetrical and these are unsymmetrical faults. So here what you can see is that there are three lines, phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. So this is line to line fault. Here this is phase 1 phase and this is a ground, so line to ground fault or single phase to ground. Now three phase, so this is one phase, this is second phase, this is third phase. So fault between three phases. Effects of faults. The most dangerous type of fault is short circuit, as it have following effects on the power system. So the heavy short circuit current may cause the damage of the equipment. Arc associated with the short circuit may cause the fire hazard, and possibility of the fire spreading to the other part of the system if the fault is not isolated quickly. Due to the fault, there may be a reduction in the supply voltage of the healthy feeder. Short circuit causes the unbalancing of supply voltage and current. Loss of stability, due to which individual generator in power station may lose synchronism. So in a power station there are more than two generators. Now these two generators are synchronized to each other. If any of one of the generator fails, the other generator can supply the power to the grid. So so by the effect of fault, there is a chance of loss of synchronism in the individual generators. Fault may cause the interruption of supply, due to which there's a loss in the revenue also. Fault statistics. So the percentage distribution of faults in various elements of a power system are: overhead lines, underground cables, transformers, generators, switchgears, CT/VT relays, and control equipments. Overhead lines have 50%. It is the highest fault which is taking place in the overhead lines. Transformer has 10, switchgear has 12, control equipment has 12. Thank you. For the next class, we'll be continuing the module 1.